The victim. Toxic people see themselves as victims, even when it's clear that they are not. They may play the victim card in order to gain our sympathy or get us to do what they want. This victim mentality can be very frustrating, leaving us feeling angry and powerless. Gaslighters. Gaslighters are people who deny your reality when you confront them about their abusive behavior. They will say and do anything to make you doubt your perception, memory, or even sanity. So talking to a gaslighter is an exercise in futility. They ignore logic or evidence and tell blatant lies. Gaslighters are one of the most dangerous types of toxic people because they erode your sense of reality and make you doubt yourself. Manipulative Mark. When you feel that someone is steering you toward their goals, you may be in the sights of a manipulative mark. This type of toxic person is out to get their needs satisfied, no matter the cost to you. They will cleverly manipulate you, pushing you toward the decisions and actions they want from you. Your safety and happiness don't even feature on their list of cares. Judgmental. All human beings are judgmental. Having opinions is just part of our wiring, but a toxic person embraces and acts on those judgments to a problematic degree. They tend to view the world through a very rigid lens of opinions. They struggle to approach other people with empathy, curiosity, and openness. As a result, criticizing and gossiping are almost a sport to them. Of course, that criticism or gossip usually serves to boost their self-esteem or mask their envy by diminishing another person. Extremely toxic people will then act on those judgments in dysfunctional ways, by mistaking them for the truth, inappropriately expressing them to other people, or using them to achieve questionable ends. Unsurprisingly, they rarely praise or celebrate other people. Narcissists. What hasn't been said about narcissism? In the past decades, the narcissist had become one of our most recognizable cultural archetypes. You'll hear people say things like, "Oh, he's a raging narcissist," about someone who takes a lot of self, for example, or about someone who seems overly confident. But a real narcissist isn't necessarily someone with an overinflated ego, but a damaged ego. They feel so empty inside that they need to consume every bit of attention or sympathy they can get. Narcissists are also known to inflict emotional pain on their victims, aka narcissistic abuse. Compulsive liars. Compulsive liars lie the way normal people breathe. Habitually, without consciously thinking about it, it's second nature to them. Compulsive liars are also notorious gaslighters. They will do or say things that they will later vehemently deny. And they'll be so convincing that you'll start doubting yourself. That's because compulsive liars believe their own lies. Entitlement. These folks think they deserve more than everyone else. They think their life should be easy, and they shouldn't have to work for anything. Guilt tripping. Guilt trippers are folks who will manipulate you to do what they want by evoking guilt in you. They'll say things like, "I knew you didn't really care about me." Creates drama. These folks are always gossiping and stirring up unnecessary conflicts. If you are close to one of these folks, you'll get caught in an endless spree of emotional chaos. Control freak. Toxic control freaks compulsively dictate every aspect of their environment. Every speck of dust must be in order. They also control the people around them to maintain order. Negative Nancys and Debbie Downers. This type of toxic people isn't listed in psychiatric manuals, but they're just as toxic to the people around them. Negative Nancys and Debbie Downers will always and the worst in any situation. Try sharing good news with them. They'll rain on your parade too. They'll tell you your dreams are unrealistic and you should get your head out of the clouds. They're convinced that all charities are scams, all women are liars, and all men are cheaters, and there's no doubt in their mind that nothing ever works out. They lack empathy for others. Toxic people often lack empathy for others, and they may be callous, insensitive, and even cruel. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. This lack of empathy can be very hurtful, leaving us feeling isolated and alone. They are always right. Toxic people believe that they are always right, even when they are clearly wrong. They may refuse to listen to reason or facts, and they may become defensive and even aggressive when challenged. This rigidity can be very frustrating, leaving us feeling helpless and hopeless. Dishonesty. Toxic people often lie or withhold information in order to control us or get what they want. This dishonesty can be very confusing and hurtful, leaving us feeling betrayed and deceived. Gossipers. Gossip is rumors, judgmental opinions, and outright lies whispered behind someone's back. People who gossip tend to be passive-aggressive, insecure, weak, disloyal, secretive, and untrustworthy. Arrogance. A person who displays arrogance may believe they are more intelligent and more important than others. As such, they may treat others rudely or condescendingly. Constant critics. Constant critics condemn small imperfections in others while ignoring massive AWs in themselves. Their criticism can be rude and transparent, the kind that catches you off guard and makes you wish you've had a clever comeback in the moment. But it can also be covert, in the form of jokes and backhanded compliments. Emotional vampires. Emotional vampires act and believe as if everyone has to pander to their problems and emotional needs. Your issues don't matter because, well, theirs do. They never stop to wonder if they are bothering you, or if you have something else to do. In their mind, you are on this earth to act as their emotional tampon. Boundary violating. Some people will constantly push your boundaries over and over and over again. It can be hard to feel safe and respected with such folks. Passive aggressiveness. These people are afraid of conflict, and instead of ever having a difficult conversation, they will subtly take out their hurt on people by not laughing at their jokes or giving silent treatment. They move too fast. Toxic people often move too fast in a relationship, be it in friendship or love. They will want to get serious quickly without getting to know you first. This is a huge red flag, and you should be wary of anyone who tries to do this. Bullies. Bullies target the vulnerable to feel superior. It follows then that bullying behavior is a result of the inferiority complex. Bullies hate themselves, so they incite that inner pain and hate on other people to feel better. Chronic complainers. We can all be complainers when we're stressed and want to vent, but people who complain all the time cross the line into toxic territory. They drag other people down and spread misery everywhere they go. Chronic complainers are some of the most toxic people to be around. They play the woe is me card to make you feel sorry for them. Attention seekers. Attention seekers are all around us, especially on social media. These types of people are obsessed with being the center of attention in any situation. They will do anything and everything to get it, even if it puts them in a negative light. They are reckless. Toxic people often take risks that are dangerous to themselves and others. They often push boundaries and test limits, and may engage in risky behaviors without regard for the consequences. This recklessness can be very dangerous, leaving us feeling scared and unprotected. They have a short fuse. Toxic people are often quick to anger. They may explode into anger over small things. This anger can be very destructive, leaving us feeling scared and vulnerable. They are never accountable. Toxic people never take responsibility for their actions or words. They may make excuses, blame others, or gaslight us into believing that we are the ones who are wrong. This lack of accountability can be very maddening, leaving us feeling frustrated and powerless. Rigidness. A person who is rigid may be stubborn, inflexible, or unable to adapt when things don't go as planned. For example, an employee may struggle to adapt when a new boss joins the team and changes the team dynamic. Rudeness. A person who displays rude behavior may speak or act without manners that most people would define as culturally appropriate. For example, someone may talk to a server without saying please or thank you. They're overly competitive. An overly competitive spirit might be prized in the working world, but it has no place in our relationships and can introduce dysfunction. It's a major red flag of a toxic friend if someone is competitive with you, which can look like jealousy, one-upping you in conversations, or trying to undermine your accomplishments.